Ask most people how many steps they get in a day, and they'll guess something close to double what they're actually getting. Actually track it, and a lot of them are sitting at 3,000 or 4,000 steps, not the 6,000 or 7,000 they figured. It's the same blind spot as food. You really don't know until you start counting. Everybody's heard the 10,000 steps thing. It's a number somebody threw out there as a reference point, but it's not a target built for you specifically. Today, I want to talk about what actually happens once you start tracking for real, and a trick I use that turns steps into something more useful than just a number on a screen. So here's the thing about steps, and it's the same thing as calories. You think you're doing better than you are until you actually measure it. People guess a meal is 600 calories when it's actually 1,200. They guess they're getting 7,000 steps when they're really at 3,500. They're not lying. They're just not knowing. And usually that's the moment things change. Not somebody telling you the number. You seeing your own number on your own phone from your own app. That's when it gets real. So here's what I actually do with mine. When I calculate my calories, I don't just pick a number out of the air. I tell whatever tool I'm using, hey, factor in that I'm averaging 12,000 steps a day. That changes the math. Walking that much burns real calories, so I get to eat more and still run in a deficit. Instead of being stuck at some strict 1,600 calories, I'm eating 1,800, sometimes 1,900. Same deficit, more food. And that's the trade I make. If I only wanted to walk 8,000 steps, I'd probably be looking at more like 1,600 calories. Fewer steps, tighter budget. More steps, more room. A few pieces of candy, a random beer if I feel like it, whatever. I've got the room because I know the steps are covering it. Everybody gets to make that call for themselves. Maybe you're fine eating 1,400 calories and you don't want to walk that much. Fine. That's your trade. I'd rather walk more and eat more. Either way, it's a real decision once you know the math, not a guess. So people assume the workout is where the real burn happens. Let's actually look at it. A normal 30 to 40 minute strength session for most people, that's burning somewhere between 120 to 160 calories. Let's say 150. A 2-hour stretch of walking, 12 to 14,000 steps, that's more like 400 calories, sometimes more. Same rough amount of times per calorie burned either way when you add it up. But the walking is doing most of the actual work. The lifting's building and keeping the muscle. It's just not the calorie engine that people think it is. So a couple months back, I had a day at a national park. I planned it to be a big walk day, and it was almost 30,000 steps that day. It was tiring, but I knew going in it would be. And then a few weeks later, totally different kind of day. Nothing planned, just good weather, and I felt good. So I got 2 walks in before lunch, 6,000 steps each. And then I went and played disc golf in the afternoon, ran a few errands. I'm at 20,000 steps by the end of the day, and it didn't even feel like extra. It just felt like a normal day. That's the mindset shift. Most of us, when we feel good and the weather's great, we end up using that as an excuse to relax. I think maybe it should be the opposite. Bank those days. Get out and move when your body and the day are cooperating. Because that's what covers you on the days they're not. And there will be those days. Disc golf's part of that for me. Usually once a week, roughly 5,000 or 6,000 steps around. Some days I use it as extra, on top of whatever I'd normally walk. Other days, if I've only got half my steps in, and I just want the walk to feel less like a chore, I'll use it as a swap instead. Either way, same steps, just depends what the day needs. So, before you assume that you're getting more steps than you actually are, track it. Maybe just for a few days and actually look. Then decide your own trade. Eat less, walk less. Eat more, walk more. Both work. You just can't make that choice with a guess. Next week's video's coming up next week. If this one helped, subscribe. It's free, and I genuinely love to see more of you dropping comments down below. Have a good week.